Code is a 1-hour introduction to computer science for kids of all ages. Participating in the event allows kids to explore the world of programming, which is a valuable skill for anyone to have in our world today. On behalf of Women in Tech Maldives, thank you so much for volunteering to become a mentor. We've picked a few games that are easy to understand for the age group that you will be mentoring. You do not need to have a background in computer science. You will only need to guide your students through simple tasks where the games will provide instructions on what they're expected to do. On the day of the event, you will demo the first 3 stages of your game and then let the students take it from there. Please note that you must complete the game yourself so that if any of your students struggle with a level, you would be able to guide them. If you are unsure of how to complete a level, find an issue with the game, or have any other queries, please reach out to us. So let's begin with our tutorial.
You can start by introducing the game to your students.
You can let your students know that their instructions are at the top here. They have specific objectives that you will need to complete in order to go further within the levels. You have your workspace to the right here, which is where you will be dragging the blocks that you can see in the middle. And your game will be built here in the top left corner. And since this is a dance party game, you do have a lot of popular songs to choose from to be the background music of your game. And once you finish your objectives, you can click Run to see your game in motion. You can do the first 3 levels and then let your students take over from there, but please do complete the entire game yourselves so that if any of your students get stuck on any of the levels, you'll be able to help them out. So now we'll take a look at the instructions for level 1, which is to drag the Make a New Cat at Center block into the workspace and to connect it inside the Setup block. So you can take your blocks and simply drag it and drop it into the workspace into the Setup block. If it's not properly connected, you will see that your block is transparent, so make sure it's connected. And then if you'd like, you can also choose a song that you want for that specific level, and then when you're done, you can click Run and see that your cat has now been created, and so your first stage is finished at this point. For level 2, the instructions are that when up is pressed, we want the cat to clap. So we will drag into the workspace, and you can also see a hint that says that pressing the arrow buttons can control your dancer, but you can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard as well. So now that we've got the instructions ready, we can run the game. And you can start pressing up and seeing that the cat claps as instructed. For the 3rd level, we want the cat to do something unpredictable, so we have these random features. So we are creating cats and bears, and so we want the bears to do something random when up is pressed and the cats to do something random when down is pressed. So we will run this and check on this by pressing up, the bear should do something random. By clicking down, the cat should do something random. So now we've got level 3 completed as well. Once your students get to level 10, they'll be able to create their very own dance party game with all of the blocks that they've learned about so far. And so they can play around with this and drag all of these actions into it, make the dancers do certain things, set the backgrounds. And once they're done, they can run this game and see the new creation that they've made. And once your students have had their fun creating these little games, you'll be able to click Finish, and then Finish again to go and get your Hour of Code certificate. You can personalize this by putting in your name, clicking Submit, getting the certificate that you can print out. You can ask your students to save this so that they have access to it later. And at that point, they can either, if they have more time, go on to the next activity, or if this is the end of their Hour of Code session, you may ask them how they enjoyed it, what they liked best, and to share their creations with the rest of the class so that you can all take a look at the unique creations by every student. Thanks again for taking time out to help students discover the magic of programming. This helps to broaden participation in the field of computer science. We hope you enjoyed the event as much as your students and that we see you again next year.